1300 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Asma Hafiz. First, the headlines. Addressing the launching ceremony of olive plantation campaign in Nowshera today, Prime Minister says olive plantation will help address climate change and increase exports of the country. International Day to Combat Islamophobia is being observed in Pakistan and other member countries of OIC today. Planning Minister has warned that the third wave of coronavirus is more lethal as compared to previous ones as its mortality rate is higher. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, dozens of youth were injured in firing of bullets and pellets on protesters by Indian troops in Shopian district. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says olive plantation will help address climate change and increase exports of the country. He was addressing the launching ceremony of olive plantation campaign in Nowshera district today. The Prime Minister said Pakistan spends a lot on import of edible oil that can be reduced with the production of olive oil locally by planting olive trees, particularly on western bank of the Sindh River. He said the production of olive oil can also generate new jobs and flourish businesses in the country. The Prime Minister said the primary objective of the PTI government's 10 billion tree tsunami project is to safeguard our generations from the effects of climate change. International Day to Combat Islamophobia is being observed in Pakistan and other member countries of OIC today. The OIC will also hold a high-level event in New York on 17th March to mark the occasion. In a statement today, Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry said Pakistan has always supported and continues to lead international efforts for building bridges between cultures and civilizations. The spokesperson said Prime Minister Imran Khan has been leading the international voice in raising the awareness on the grave consequences of rising systematic Islamophobia and in promoting interfaith harmony. The 13th three-day international event for Homeland Security and Civil Defense Millipol Qatar 2021 beginning in Doha today. International thought leaders and officials will participate in the seminar to lay out pathways to a safer world. Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmad will represent Pakistan at the event. He will also speak at the International Expo and visit the Pakistan stall there. The Interior Minister will also meet the Prime Minister of Qatar and hold delegation-level talks to increase bilateral cooperation in various fields. Minister for Planning and Development Asad Umar says the third wave of coronavirus is more lethal as compared to previous as its mortality rate is also higher. Talking to a private news channel, he said the vaccination registration for people aged 50 or above would open in coming 10 days. The minister said those who are 60 or above must get registered their names for vaccination because coronavirus can hit them easily. 29 more deaths due to coronavirus infection were reported in the country during the last 24 hours. The death toll has now reached 13,537 and there are now 22,038 active cases of the pandemic. According to the fresh statistics, 2,253 new positive cases were reported in the last 24 hours. 5,71,878 patients stand recovered from the pandemic. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, dozens of youth were injured, many critically, in firing of bullets and pellets on protesters by Indian troops in Shopian district. The troops fired pellets and bullets on protesters, injuring 24 youth, mostly aged between 18 to 22 years, in Rawalpura area of the district. An official said that search operation is still going on in the area while the firing has now started again today on the third consecutive day today. In India, Bharatiya Kisan Union spokesperson Rakesh Dikhet says Modi government is being run by big business houses and it is bent upon selling the entire country. Talking to media, he said the new farm laws will lead to the closure of all small-time neighborhood shops, leaving only big commercial malls to survive. In Syria, the overall death toll in the civil war has reached over 388,600 since it began a decade ago. According to British-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, the figures include almost 1,17,388 civilians, among them more than 22,000 children. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News.